there it is. They have started now. Looks like there's about a 10-ish second delay between the two of them.
On my screen, they're pretty much neck and neck.
Okay, then that's it's desynced on my end. That's fine. Just to keep that in mind, chat, there is about 10 seconds of delay on my end. But yeah.
All right.
We got ourselves a match here. Jupiter versus Mathias. We will... how do you expect this to go, honestly? I'm curious.
Honestly, I don't know. They're actually both really good. Mathias has been playing a lot. Jupiter has not been playing that much, actually.
Yeah, that
which
was the one
might make this one of the closest matches.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this goes, because I know Jupiter hasn't been playing a ton. Also seemed to get bad luck there on the Dracula fight. He did get the cross, though, which is, I think, the most important part in general. Like, having that 5 extra MP, especially for death skip, matters a lot, so you can reliably do whatever strat you're comfortable with.
Just the whole first 7-ish minutes in this preset is very important to have mana and good management.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Because it's like a speedrun.
Jupiter's starting with the dash at the start here. If he doesn't untransform here, he might not make this skip. This is the exact strat I used that caused me to fail death skip, actually.
He's just going to run from there. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, now he has enough speed.
That's what I did as well, and if you jump a little bit too early, you can just not have enough speed sometimes. So, Mathias, hopefully you have enough mana. Nice. Perfect. Okay, so no dropped death skip from either competitor here, and Gravity Boots is the starting relic. Very interesting.
Gravity Boots to start makes it fairly comfortable of a route for the start, but it can get interesting.
Yeah, it does open up a lot of, first of all, early checks, so that it means that things can branch off very quickly. Like, you might find, and these are all in logic, the ones in the alchemy lab, but anything that is like hard flight locked is out of logic. Mathias, no way. I have thought about...
is he going back?
Yeah, he's going back. I've thought about doing this route before, and it makes sense because you're about to do alchemy lab anyways. And like, it's lycanthrope, so it's not like magic is that big of a factor necessarily. Ooh, Iron Shield is a weapon as well. This is an interesting seed. Obviously,
I think this is actually fine. The only real limitation is mana.
Exactly.
But if you have enough mana to do it, then why not?
And it's nothing. You do get Harper as well, so you know it's a decent weapon. But I imagine Iron Shield is going to be like the primary damage dealing weapon here, because obviously this is lycanthrope, so because they both perform death skip, they start with their shield rod. Jupiter opting to go for the Tetra Spirit kill. Yep.
Whoa, the double. Unfortunate, but cool.
Yeah, it's not faster by any means, but you do get to see 2-level
Mathias.
Yeah. Speaking of Sagar and Gaibon fights, Mathias getting messed up by Sagar and Gaibon, but he'll get his revenge later.
It's actually kind of difficult to get out of there because they have gigantic hitboxes.
Yeah, if you're stuck under that little platform there, it is definitely annoying.
Is he gonna go Forbidden Route for some reason?
No, I think he was just checking the item. Maybe meal ticket bait. Potentially trying to like open the switch to go up that way, because it's like theoretically faster if you do it that way, but I don't know.
So speaking some to this preset, I mean, it's obvious they start with the Wolf Relics, but something that we should note is that the mana cost for all the Wolf abilities is lowered or just straight up removed. Yep. So it opens up a lot of options for players. And actually, lately we've been seeing so much individuality because of this preset.
Yeah, there's
the
a lot of...
is very intricate.
There's a lot of room for skill expression with the Wolf. And as of right now, it is a randomizer at the end of the day, so your combination of weapons and relics and whatnot is always going to be a factor that isn't going to 100% be in your control, but there's still a lot of like generic stuff like what Jupiter's doing here. This is a section that is... oh yeah, because he has Gravity Boots, he's going to go up. But like if you were doing the route where you would go through the Marble Gallery from there, that's a section that a lot of people practice and have different ways of routing based on how comfortable they are with the movement itself. So It's oh, and he finds Bat up in gravity boots, so that is out of logic. So the probable
that hurts
in logic flight
Mathias.
is going to be either they're going to find Mist, and that's their in logic flight because of Power of Mist being already available, or it's going to be Leapstone. But yeah, that means that Bat in complexity is either. I think it's just free. I don't think it adds to the complexity unless it is like a very early seed where you get to Spike Breaker. I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see.
It depends on when we see the flight, and if flight is in caverns, then it might be the next step. But we will have to wait and see.
Yeah. Also, Echo has to be somewhere for us to know. And a Vladder, like wow, there is so much in the first 6 minutes of the seed that we've already found. Wow. Yeah, and honestly, the thing that sucks about this is that I don't think Mathias necessarily did a poor route by any means, but the longer you are behind on having Bat, in this preset, it's not as big of a deal because you have the wolf movement, but it still is a disadvantage overall. Jupiter opting to use the strength potion here. I guess that makes sense because you are slightly under-leveled to where you would want to be here in like a glitchless speedrun, so it just guarantees that killing Minotaur is going to happen no matter what.
Again, many options. You can also just use the spell without menuing, and just 2 Tetra Spirits kills them.
Oh, that is true, yeah.
With like a couple of swings. It's a very rich category because there's a lot of optimization, but it's also all of it is very easy to mess up.
Yeah.
So it very quickly turns into improvisation and just who can recover the fastest.
Oh no, Jupiter getting stuck on that elevator. It's funny
because Bat.
Yeah, the input for the wolf charge is a quarter circle from down to forward, and that activated the elevator to go down. Okay, Mathias only like about I don't know, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes behind movement wise, I feel like. And Jupiter still has to potentially check the castle entrance check, so I don't think it's that big of a difference right now. Now I'm curious to see if Jupiter will warp from here. It does not. Is just getting the warp for later. Okay.
Well, technically, Mathias should be ahead because of that check, but the Bat makes a difference.
Yeah.
Because Jupiter will check that location less efficiently for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's going to require multiple warps and whatnot, whereas Mathias, all he needed to do was just basically go there right away. I might steal that if Gravity Boots comes up in one of my races, honestly. I kind of like the idea.
Yeah, I've done it with Bat in safe, but then the mana is very iffy.
Yeah,
so this is better for sure.
Mm-hmm, yeah. The fact that, that's another thing is we might actually see Jupiter not use Bat that often. Well, maybe not. It depends on how comfortable he is with the wolf movement. But yeah, Bat just requires a lot more mana investment, even if it is technically faster in a lot of scenarios. You end up saving that time back because you're saving mana that you can use even later. So, especially because they're potentially going to be using Iron Shield spell for a lot of these fights, actually, now that I think about it.
Okay, what? Okay, that was a weird choice.
Yeah.
Okay, I see why. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense because you only have to menu once and you're doing damage with the Bat pentagram, and then it unequips into your fist, and then you can use your fist for this.
Is crouching the strat there
to
kill all the bats? Or did he just get lucky?
That's something that I need to look into.
I like it regardless.
Yeah, I've recently started not going fist on first phase and using a sword if I have a sword with a good hitbox, I just do jump slashes instead because then it kills all the bats and stuff.
Oh, we saw the death animation despawn the swords. That's kind of fun to see sometimes.
Oh yeah, that'll happen.
I'm not a particularly big fan of Iron Shield spell for Minotaur Werewolf.
Yeah, their hitboxes aren't like big enough where you can get multiple hits a lot of the time, and you're dealing with 2 of them, so you can't like do the screen manipulation where you're scrolling the screen because there's usually the other one is in the way for you to be able to do that. I think the glitchless strat is better.
Yeah, Jupiter finds the Holy J, which is actually pretty helpful in this category.
Oh, for sure.
Or in this preset, sorry. It opens up some routing possibilities later on in the caverns.
In this is the preset where I feel like grabbing the J is the most important overall. All right, finding
another
the
Vlad relic.
Yeah. Two Vlad relics down. And as of right now, Jupiter isn't in logic for being in this. Well, at least throughout all Roxas quarters, that was not in logic because Jupiter's flight was acquired out of logic, obviously. Same with Mathias, but they're doing essentially a similar route here. Yep. This clockwise motion around the castle, it's been a staple since like the start of the randomizer. If you have flight, it's usually pretty good to go this route. Mathias gets a Dark Shield drop. I'm curious to see if Mathias is a fan of the Dark Shield spell because I'll be honest.
Iron Shield.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not. I think Dark Shield sucks.
I've seen it work really well, but very rarely.
Yeah, I honestly am curious to see if we'll ever figure out what causes the hitboxes to like multi-hit versus like not. Because
we know that that's a little bit of nerd talk, but every hitbox in the game has a stat for how many iframes an enemy gets when they get hit by it. But enemies that have multiple hitboxes, then it's a different story. Like Form 2 Aurochs, for example.
Okay, interesting. All right, we saw the Jewel of Open on Jupiter's screen going up where the Leapstone relic normally is. So, yeah, it's very likely that intended flight is somewhere in the caverns.
And which might make Bat a possible next step.
Yeah, it might be part of the complexity chain. Especially if they find Echo. Wait a minute.
Nice avoidance of the chicken there.
Leapstone was flight locked. So that means their flight is going to be missed.
And then Mist might have Echo.
Maybe.
That would open up...
that might open up Spike Breaker.
Bat and Echo would be on the same level.
Yeah. Very interesting, yeah. Mist plus Power of Mist is their in-logic flight. Silver Ring also flight locked. It's possible that that's the Rando ring, but we don't know yet. But that would make it on the same layer as Bat and... Well, yeah, I guess it's just on the same layer as Bat.
Yeah, at Bat. And we're speculating that Echo might also be, but it could be in the second castle.
Yeah. Very interesting. Lots of possibilities still for trying to calculate the exact, complexity chain. But yeah,
until Karasamon, kind of awkward to fight in this preset.
From that direction, yeah. It's actually easier to fight him from the right than it is from the left because you have more room for him to go across. Or just it lines up more naturally for you to do the normal glitchless strat.
It's another boss where you can, if you have your default equipment, you can just cast a spell and just double Tetra Spirit.
Mm-hmm. Jupiter opting to not check the little column there. Interesting. I mean, it's only one check, but it's guaranteed to be a single-use item, so it gives you a higher likelihood of it being like a library card or a mana prism, but I don't know.
That ledge there gets everyone, by the way.
Yeah. Ooh, good fight from Mathias, actually. Mathias did a really good job with...
kind of catching up.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, I feel like his mana management isn't like... Oh, actually, it's pretty good here, because you basically used all of your mana right before a save room. It's not bad. There was a diamond as well from Jupiter. Jupiter has a lot of money, and we haven't seen the shop yet, so that could be a huge determining factor. Getting Bat early and getting to the shop early might be a big game changer, especially if we find something like Duplicator in the shop that's affordable, maybe affordable mana prisms, stuff like that.
Yeah, when you go this route, that's one of the main benefits. You're almost assured to have lots of money for the shop.
There's so many opportunities to acquire counterplayed. Ooh, there's Echo on layer 0. So yeah, I think we might be correct in our assumption that Bat is part of the complexity chain to get to Spike Breaker.
Mathias doesn't get the warp.
Did he not get
confused. It didn't seem like it. It's just him charging past and he just went up.
I wasn't paying attention. Anybody in chat notice if Mathias got the warp? Because if he forgets it, that's huge. That's a massive bit of time loss. That's like you're guaranteeing at least like 3 minutes of time loss to get back here.
I've seen so many people with Dark Metamorphosis there on accident because of the chickens.
Cube of Zoe, I would have picked it up, but Jupiter says, no, I don't need it. I like Cube of Zoe in this preset because especially just sub-weapons are really useful for a lot of the bosses in the second castle. Holy Water is great, so you don't even have to worry about Aquadon. Ring of Vlad, another Vlad relic. Wow.
Interesting. And that's a Rando Vlad.
Dragon Helm for 4K.
So that... Dragon Helm, very nice.
There was some Fentinors as well that seemed affordable, but Mana Prisms instead is going to be the purchase. You could still get the Fentinors.
Yeah, get them.
Or at least one. No? Okay, Jupiter, you do you, man. I would have bought a Fentinor. 50 Mana Prisms, that's so many. But yeah, this was what I was talking about earlier, you know, having access to Mana Prisms. Oh, Mathias is warping from Keep? And is going straight into the caverns, it seems. Oh.
Oh, the New Age library skip. Interesting.
I mean, it's gonna pay off in a weird way.
He did see the Jewel of Open, in a way, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and it's gonna pay off because we know Mist is down there. And actually, if Giovanni was paying attention, he would know Mist has to be down there as well.
Well, it might be down there.
No,
it's at least not in the...
Oh yeah, it might be down there, but it's at least guaranteed to be the next chain or flight. That's his guaranteed flight, and it's likely to be down there because of that. That's true. Yeah, he doesn't know for a fact, but it can be inferred that the complexity chain is, you know, gravity boots to get to Jewel of Open, and then Jewel of Open to get to flight. And you already know that it can't be Leapstone and it can't be Bat as your flight because both of those were flight locked. So
we'll see what happens when Jupiter goes from caverns to entrance. How much time he loses from that compared to Mathias, because this is another efficient check. Because Mathias will have an efficient bat location compared to Jupiter. Way more efficient. Unless there's a library card that comes into play.
Yeah, library cards will change whose routing ends up being more efficient, in my opinion. Yeah, I could see it. It's still close, though. Still very close. Oh, Dark Metamorphosis, man. It's a killer. Accidental Dark Metamorphosis. To my knowledge, I don't think
Vlad relics. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, to my knowledge, I don't think either player has a library card. I'm fairly certain we haven't seen one yet.
No, they don't yet.
They both started with library cards in their inventory. Oh,
really?
Yeah, it was. It was one of the
things.
prologue rewards. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that. They haven't gotten it as a drop yet, though. Ooh, yeah. Mathias messes up the fight a tiny bit.
Slightly early on the spell, but this should finish her off.
Oh,
no,
wow.
Too low. Bad pattern too. So this pulls Jupiter in the lead. Oh
yeah,
my
Mathias
god,
is getting kind of
so unlucky.
Yeah, how is she not dead? Oh my goodness.
She only gets slapped once by like 3 of those spells.
Mathias is also doing less damage because Jupiter does have the Dragon Helm. That is also one of the reasons why I feel like that went better, because when you're not doing as much damage like as you would be doing in like a glitchless speedrun, that strat isn't like 100% consistent to kill Succubus. You kind of want to do it where you use the camera to manipulate and do extra damage, which neither of them like 100% did well, but it didn't matter for Jupiter because he had the extra damage.
Oh wow, that Dragon Helm actually helps out a lot. He 4-hit that Stilla Worm.
Yeah.
Let's see the difference. I'm guessing Mathias will just use a spell instead.
Yeah, Touch of Spirit.
That's smart. Oh, if it works. There we go.
Nice. Yeah, neither of these players have to worry about accidentally soft locking, which is nice. You can go as fast as you want here. Using Iron Shield? Yeah, why not? You blow in the direction of Scylla and she dies, so you can do whatever you want there. But yeah, Jupiter just has a pretty solid lead now because of all that shenanigans.
Yeah. And with this many Vlad relics, that will have the runners be fairly confident with their routing because...
yeah, they don't have to worry about getting baited by missing a rando Vlad.
Now, although there is always the fear of the 5 Vlad first castle, which is what happened to me yesterday. Yeah. Which is a terrifying thing in this category, I feel.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because it means that anybody who full clears as much as they can in the first castle is given a huge advantage. I'm usually a fan of it in general.
Atypical in today's meta.
Yeah.
All right. Here we see the divergence in the routing.
Yeah, because
come
all
into play.
Mathias has to do is check this relic, which we know is just a familiar card. Jupiter, I don't think save split this either. And we know
No, he
that
just won, yeah.
entrance is nothing as well. So this is Mathias' chance to gain a little bit of an advantage here again.
Jupiter is doing a lot of wing smashing, more than we would typically see in this preset, which... Oh, he does have the mana prism.
Yeah,
though.
he has the mana prisms,
All
which
right.
is going to give him a pretty big movement advantage, which is unfortunate.
And honestly, a lot of
because-
comfort.
Yeah. Because as we said earlier, no, Mathias ran out of magic on the waterfall!
Oh, why the dive kick, though? All right.
Just to get down to the ground earlier because you can't control your momentum. Because he did it out of a grab or out of a bat transformation, so he didn't have air control.
I would have tried to gravity boots to the left, but that was probably the right call from him.
Yeah. Yeah, the big brain play would have been transform into wolf and swim up, actually, because you don't lose magic in the wolf transformation in this
The
preset.
frog. Oh my god.
Mathias, I feel like, is getting, like, kind of unlucky with a lot of these, like, small interactions with enemies, and it's, like, just slowing him down. I mean, you know, if you just now joined us and you're looking at the stream, you're like, wow, this is a close race. They're basically even. Kind of. The main difference is that Jupiter is definitely ahead on checks, having done all of the Fire of Bat, Outer Wall, and Library, where Mathias is a little bit behind on that regard.
The mana prisms are also having a huge effect on what's going on right
yeah.
now, because if it wasn't for that Dragon Helm and those mana prisms, then maybe we could have seen that there it is. There's a mist.
Yeah.
But yeah, because Mathias doesn't have those advantages, that kind of ate away at his potential lead.
You know what?
Now he is just behind.
Is doing Catacombs now the correct play?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess.
Absolutely.
I guess so.
So much information.
Yeah, I guess you do get the information from Spikebreaker, but we know Spikebreaker's in Logic right now, so it's not even like the... Ooh, Ring of Fëanor drop from Mathias, actually. For Mathias. That could help his damage a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
That room with the bloody skeletons, the red skeletons, I need to figure out a faster way to, like, check those items, because it's 4 item checks, you know?
Wait, what? You just run through them, and then you just look...
You miss out on some of them if you're going too fast, though. You mean like double tap to run, or do you mean like do the wolf charge? Because every time I do the wolf
it depends
charge,
on where you do the charge, but
yeah,
I seem to be able to see, but I'm not sure.
I usually
Maybe
miss like 1 or 2 near the beginning if I wolf charge. I guess if
You
I
can
wolf charge
just
further back.
air brake a little bit to slow down,
Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea. That's just one of those things I haven't really thought about yet.
because you will be falling for like the first little step there, and you can just slow down.
Funny enough, both players kind of struggling to get Granfaloon here, and Mathias actually finishes first, even though Jupiter should have the damage advantage. Wow. Yeah, poor fight from Jupiter allows Mathias to catch up a little bit.
Granfaloon is kind of tricky to fight.
Yeah.
He just tends to lose you time with the corpses.
Yeah. Ooh, they find nothing here, and I don't believe either of them save split, but also this is lycanthrope. Save splitting in general is like... It doesn't save you as much time. Jupiter will have the movement advantage, however, due to the infinite mana where... not infinite, but near infinite mana, where Mathias has to stop to refill.
Oh, Mathias doesn't do the bench check.
Yeah, I mean... Individual item checks are hard to justify. Doing a check that is... Even if it's only 1 room over for 1 check, it's like, eh... Doesn't feel worth it.
This is the one, negative bit about Jupiter's setup is that he does have to menu all the time because his combat is tied to the Iron Shield and the Shield Rod.
That is true. It's one of the reasons...
Jupiter did say that he's been practicing Blind Bat, but apparently that's what he meant. All right.
Oh, yeah. Jupiter's a fan of not doing the Wing Smash version. Okay, that's what I figured it was going to be. It was going to be a ring. So... That means...
Could be vanilla holy glasses, could be merman. Many things are still in the play.
I think it's spike breaker. And then I think the holy glasses are at silver ring. That's my guess.
Yeah, that's absolutely possible.
What? A glitch? Mathias? What? In this tournament? So unfortunately, Mathias is disqualified. That's really, really unfortunate. Oh, wait. Actually, now that I see it, Mathias opts to use the library card now. And he's going to be able to check...
check bat first.
Yeah, what are the implications of this? I don't think bat is...
He might make the choice to go immediately to second castle if he stumbles onto the glasses before Jupiter.
Yeah, maybe. Well, that's the thing is Jupiter has a library card as well, and honestly, if I was Jupiter, I would hold on to my library card as well, because I'm thinking, oh, I need to save that library card for the warp back to the first castle. But honestly, you can kind of full clear the first castle, it seems like, outside of Merman. Merman's like the only thing. Merman leading to Holy Symbol is the only thing left on the table now. And what are the odds that, like, that's the final relic? I don't know. I guess it's kind of like a weird 50-50 between that and Silver.
If you're right and Holy Glasses is Spike Breaker, then it kind of has to be Holy Symbol. Right?
Oh, I guess you're right. Well, actually, we could also just count the complexity to see, because sometimes you just get to 8 by the time you get to the second castle. Yeah, nothing at Soul of Bat for Mathias. Well, we're going to find out. Jupiter is going to Holy Glasses. I swear, the more I try and calculate complexity, the worse I get at it. Because there's always...
I just have trouble remembering where everything was.
Yeah, that is the hardest part, is you have to remember on which level you found everything. Otherwise, you can't count it correctly.
It might be... I guess this next check will actually tell us a lot.
Yeah.
No, there's no disqualification. That was just a...
Oh, that was a joke, yeah.
An unintentional meme.
Yeah.
Glitch.
I hate to break it to you guys, all of you honest gamers out there that don't believe that you should be able to do a glitch ever, or else you go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. This game, it's impossible to play glitchless. It's near impossible. There are glitches that are just baked into the game. It's baked right in.
This is Jupiter. I don't want to see Holy Glasses, but that's exactly what it is.
That's
so
rough.
Now it's gamble where the gambles can potentially begin.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff on the table.
I think you got to check Silver Ring before going to the second castle at the very least, because it is one extra jump in the complexity.
Well, it could be Merman into Holy Symbol, and the second castle has Spike Breaker.
Yeah. No, it can't be, because it can't be Merman into Spike Breaker, because you need Spike Breaker to check Silver Ring. So I think
I meant... Yeah, you're right.
So I think checking Silver Ring will either give you Merman or give you the last Vlad, actually.
Wait, so where is Spike Breaker?
Spike Breaker is...
Oh, they have Holy Glasses.
Yeah,
right.
in the second castle.
Spike Breaker is in the second castle. Yeah,
or Merman's in the second castle, which leads to Spike Breaker. So no matter what, you check Silver Ring. Yeah.
Well, Silver Ring has to be the last Vlad then.
Yeah, or lead directly to it. So yeah.
Yeah. It's a 2 out of 3.
And that puts
it is the last
so much, not pressure, but it gives Jupiter the green light to say, okay, I only need one relic. What are the odds that the relic is at the Soul of Bat location, which Mathias has already done? Jupiter might just skip it and go straight to the second castle at that point.
Yeah.
He does have a library card, though, so maybe not. Maybe he finds last Vlad, then library cards. Also, if he finds Merman statue, he's going to probably backtrack to caverns and then library card from there. But it depends on what this is, and it's the final.
Finding Merman statue would be the most comfortable situation for Jupiter, but he actually finds the last Vlad instead.
Yep.
So
and you can pretty comfortably, like if I'm in Jupiter's position, I'm like 99.9% sure, like, oh, that's the last Vlad. Okay. So now This is what I'm thinking. If I'm Jupiter, I'm going to the second castle. I'm going to the second castle, and I'm either full clearing or maybe only skipping one thing.
This is when knowing your level is actually really important. Because if you confirm, okay, this is 8 for sure, then at least you're making your decision without any kind of ambiguity behind it.
You can infer it based off of like how many relic checks are even left to like add complexity. Like there's not enough complexity left on the table for that to not be the final Vlad, right? Worst case scenario, it's shared complexity with something else if you don't count it, but you know.
I meant that it is the final Vlad. That's for sure the case. Mm-hmm. But it's important to know if it's 1 or 2 levels to get there.
Yeah.
To know if Merman statue is, because if it's further away from being, if it takes more logic steps to get to it, that's good for you because you're like, I don't need to care as much about the Merman statue because it's just gonna be something that leads to it.
The one thing I am like, the one thing that does like throw a wrench in the way that I like shorthand count complexity is shared complexity for the final Vlad relic. And I haven't sat down and tried to count it yet, but like, is it possible that Spikebreaker is just in the second castle and so is Merman statue and they're on the same layer? Silver ring and holy symbol?
Yeah.
And if that's the case, Jupiter even has the advantage there because Jupiter still has the library card where Mathias does not.
Yeah. They're still going to be using the Iron Shield setup.
Ooh, Mathias coming from
second castle.
Coming from Colosseum to get to Silver Ring? Interesting.
Did Mathias ever do Aurochs?
Yeah, he did at the start.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah. Isn't it still slightly faster to go from Aurochs? I guess this is more MP efficient. Oh, there's Spikebreaker. Wait a minute. So, yeah, that means that Holy Symbol is on the same complexity layer as Mermaid Statue. Or, sorry, as Silver Ring.
Yeah.
So that means Mermaid Statue has to just be in the second castle as well. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. But it's less likely for that to be...
It's as likely as any second castle check having the last Vlad. So it's like a 1 in 10 chance. Although one of those checks has to be Merman as well, but, you know. Yeah. It's essentially like trading the Merman for another Vlad relic.
Pretty much.
32 minutes, 1 relic, 33-ish minutes, 1 relic remains. Jupiter's in the second castle. This is looking pretty comfortable for Jupiter to take this. It would have to take a crazy hard gamble, like Mathias going left side and instantly finding like the relic at creature, maybe. And Jupiter skipping creature, I think, is literally the win con right now.
Yeah.
And so far, Jupiter hasn't found a relic. He only has 3 checks left on this side of the castle for right side to be the correct play. Otherwise, left side is. Now, does Mathias feel like he is far enough behind to go left side? Or does he just say, screw it, I know Jupiter's really good. I'm going to try and cheese him with a left side route. It's very possible.
It's hard to say if he feels behind because he hasn't really done anything necessarily super wrong, but
I think if anything, movement-wise, maybe he feels behind. Like, oh, I could have like moved better throughout the seed. That would be the one thing.
Yeah, that would be.
But routing-wise,
really, that is the main difference.
Yeah, because routing-wise, Mathias, I think, did a good job. The only thing is he checked Soul of Bat, and Jupiter didn't. That's like the main difference, as well as like timing on things. Jupiter, what are you doing?
Jupiter,
what are you doing, bro? Whoa, Step Akmadon, what are you doing there? Oh my goodness. Oh no, he got SPD'd. Thrown against the wall. Jupiter, oh no. This is...
Yeah, this shoot is awkward for many fights. You know?
Okay, I see what Jupiter was trying to do. I was going to say, like, what's the strat? But he's trying to have the shield swords spawn on top of Akmadon and, like, multi-hit. But man, that was awkward. He just messed up the positioning on the first try, I guess?
Akmadon, he just has an awkward hitbox, so he doesn't often get hit quite as well.
Oh, 2 more checks left for Jupiter. Otherwise, the correct route is to go the other way. Grabs the Asafune. Yeah, I guess if it was a Masamune, it would have been worse.
Yeah.
Oh, Matthews is going right side. Okay, well, now it's going to take a lot of movement errors or maybe a death from Jupiter, which feels almost impossible. Oh, unless Matthews is just getting the warp now and then is going to go left side because he doesn't have the library card.
I mean, you wouldn't get the warp though. I don't know why he's doing it. Oh, yeah, you're right. He doesn't have a library card.
Yeah, and that means he is aware of Merman statue leading to a potential.
But this means
relic.
To me, this says one thing: if he does see Merman, he's going back.
Yeah, or he's undecided.
Which might be another.
He might just be undecided. Like, I really don't want it to be that way. He might just be covering his bases in case Jupiter, like, dies or because sometimes you can go all out in like a tournament match situation. Like my last one versus God's Child, I got a warp that I didn't need. I got it because I'm like, screw it, like worst case scenario, we both spaghetti and misread the seed and everything is terrible. At least I'll have this one warp that will save me, a couple of minutes in that super ultra worst case scenario. Because sometimes
I don't know how much I agree with this Asafune usage.
Yeah, I don't think this is the correct play. I think Iron Shield is better. Also, you have Mana Prisms. I honestly would spam Soul Steal.
Yeah, that works as well. The Asafune special is good, but it just doesn't have very good coverage.
Yeah, like it also doesn't have as big of a hitbox as the Masamune. Where the Masamune, it's like a constant hitbox like line from the start of the attack all the way to where you end up teleporting, where there's like a gap in the Asafune.
Asafune is good for like Doppelganger, for example.
Yeah. When you have like a target that you're aiming for versus like trying to just, have a big ass hitbox or whatever. Mathias is going to check it right away. Honestly, Asafune is pretty good versus Akmadon.
Yep. Better than Shield Rod.
Better than what Jupiter had to go through. Oh, Jupiter doesn't get the lagless. Big lag. And another meal ticket. What a joke. Oh, Matthews is going for the same strat. Oh, and it gets grabbed too.
Yeah, I don't like this versus Akmadon.
I guess the idea is you have to start that attack from crouching for it to hit him in the head? I don't...
But if he crouches, it's not going to do it.
And it's sad because he just picked up the Asafune. The Asafune would have shredded.
Still faster than Jupiter.
Yeah, it still was a pretty clean fight. Is this how you want to... Okay.
Yeah, I like that. That was good.
This is fine, yeah. Because I don't think you're going to be able to kill Beelzebub in just one spell unless you have, like, Vardas or something.
Or Fire Shield.
Yeah, Fire Shield deletes that guy. Oh, there it is. Beelzebub has been having the last Vlad relic a couple of times in these seeds, I feel like.
Yeah, that's because we've been speaking about skipping him, so he's like, oh, you know what? No.
True. Well...
Another really fast seed.
Yeah, this is going to be a quick one. Probably like, what, 41, 42 minutes?
Something like that.
Something like that. That's crazy. Yeah. And the left side gamble, yet again, would not have paid off. The left side believers and non-creature skippers are yet again punished for believing in a different idea or route.
The creature Beelzebub schism is upon us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Mathias didn't really play bad or didn't make much mistakes. Really.
I think the key difference was the Mana Prisms early from Jupiter. Like, that just gave him, like, the green light to go as fast as possible. Because Mathias, I think, will only end up being a few minutes behind. He also had to do the Soul of Bat location, which Jupiter skipped, which wasn't that much of a time loss overall, because Mathias used a library card to get there, but the movement really, I think, was what sealed the deal there.
Still about a minute from just that. Maybe this fight is just not fun sometimes.
Yeah.
Not doing that much better than Jupiter, so...
Like, A fight like this is the reason why glitchless all bosses would be miserable. It would probably just require that you route in just grabbing Alucard shield as early as possible. Honestly.
Yep. That's the problem, kind of.
Yeah, because fights like these are just miserable.
So you would do like a full circle type thing.
Yeah, probably.
It'll be kind of interesting, actually.
Yeah.
So this will be like a little bit of a confidence booster for Jupiter. I don't think it will be a detriment necessarily to Mathias because he didn't do something catastrophic. Like his death skip was fine.
Yeah.
His like routing choices just didn't really pan out mainly.
Yeah, I think the routing choices were just didn't align with like what ended up being in the seed, so got a little unlucky, and then the movement advantage Jupiter had overall. But I feel like they both had like similar levels of like boss fight, similar levels of like movement in certain areas. So it's not out of Mathias's grip to snag a game here. It just came down to that individual seed routing out better.
I actually hope he does see the final Vlad.
Yeah. I mean, he's in the fight right now. Yeah, I want Mathias to know that he was close. Because that is a huge confidence booster.
Oh, the lag. No, not the mist.
You know?
Bad choice.
Wait a minute. What if it...
Oh, no.
Wait, what if it does extra damage? Because it's able to calculate damage on like a frame rate level?
No, it doesn't.
That's not how it works? All right. Well, you know, I was just coping. I was coping.
I'm not sure. I don't think so, at least. That would be... You bring up an interesting point. He does see it. All right. And
that's good. That's good. I think that's a huge confidence
booster. Like he realizes it.
Yeah. He did forfeit on the
yeah,
in the race channel though. All right, so that's
40.
Yeah, that was a good
great
seed.
Race.
That was a good seed for Jupiter. Honestly, Mathias not that far behind. Anything under like 45 minutes is it's a fast seed for sure. Here now I have to be a streamer and add the 1 and the O for them.
Indeed, but you must always
Unfortunately, I don't get the fancy Varda graphics.
For evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. I understand.
I think Chad will.
Next time I'm gonna get the Varda graphics. However, if Jupiter wins this match, we need to find somebody to stream me versus Jupiter. So, just for the convenience factor, I'm rooting for Mathias.
Will not meet again.
Oh wow, you're right. Let me look at the bracket.
Don't you want to go after him, Maria?
Cool.
No, it's best.
Speaking of which,
I can't ease his torment. Someday, perhaps, we will meet again. And on that day, maybe.
I see.
All right, I'm gonna.
Here you go, Chet.
Everyone's waiting for us.
Yes. Let's get out of
Also,
here.
while I'm at it, I'm gonna update my command as well because apparently my command is not. It's the old bracket from my tournament. I could have swore I updated it. I just must not have hit save on the Stream Elements page. All right. Let's go ahead and let them know that they're ready to set up for race 2 whenever. I do like that Mathias is finishing up the seed altogether, though. That's good.
Yeah. It might need like a couple minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to run ads on my stream.
Jupiter doesn't know what was wrong with the layout.
Does he not know his left from his rights? Is that?
I mean, SotN player. I don't know.
True. Yeah, we have at least one more race happening. $69 HP from Mathias. Let's go.
But I could stream it, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Oh, there it is. Nice.
Go back whence you came.
Seems like it was about a 4-minute deficit overall from Mathias. Not impossible. Not impossible to overcome.
It's just such a big match. I don't want to do it on my channel. Is the problem?
You know what we
We'll
might
see.
be able to do, honestly, is we could just have Jupiter.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Jupiter
There
could
are
just
wa-
have
there are
it
ways.
streamed on his channel while he just has somebody run the stream for him. Someone like Dinner Dog or whatever. Realistically, I could have done that for him as well if he just was like, "Here's a stream key, and you can do it on my channel." But you know,
that would be the problem. But yeah, I mean, we did it for NASA. We'll see.
yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Plus, it's easy to just set up temporary stream keys.
Yeah. Because I would
Alrighty.
prefer that. Because if I stream it on my stream and it's you versus Jupiter, it would be really dumb if no one sees it.
That is fair. That is fair.
Seems like they're ready to get Gaming 2 going.
Cool.
I'm actually going to take a slight break, like 1 minute. I'm going
Yeah.
to be back.
Same here. I'm gonna be right back. Alrighty, chat. They're gonna be setting up the next race in just a second here. I'm gonna be using the bathroom and making sure that they're all set up for the next race. So I will be right back. There we go. Looks like we're ready. Nice.
And we're going. All right, game number 2.
There we go.
Ooh. On my screen, they're perfectly in sync. Awesome.
I'm delayed by probably about 3 seconds. Yeah, Mathias got like a 3-second lead on my end, but still. Oh, Mathias misses grabbing the big heart. No, he doesn't. Just kidding. I lied. Interesting strat from Mathias to do the prologue. That is the one thing that I think it doesn't save you a ton of time, but a lot of the racers definitely spent a lot of time focusing on their Alucard gameplay. But you know, Richter's right there. You play him for like 30 seconds. You don't want to completely neglect your old pal Richter.
If anything, I think it's actually important, funnily enough, to have a solid prologue because you want the start of your race to feel solid.
Not only
And the
that,
first step of that is a prologue.
not only that, it gives you confidence in having consistent stats, consistent, you know, early game stuff in general. Like taking damage in Richter obviously lowers your HP. If you're not 100% confident with your ability to control Richter, you might lose the cross more often than not. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. My goal is to slowly do enough tournaments to encourage people to learn enough about the game where they actually get good. So look out for the Richter 5 any % tournament coming to you soon. Fire Boomerang.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Nah, it's a joke. Mathias misses the jump timing, but gets the dash. See, this is the strat I used to do, and it just makes me so nervous because every once in a while, if you jump a little too early and don't get exactly the right amount of speed, you untransform, but you don't actually make it all the way through. Dark armor and gold plate at the start and a familiar relic. Interesting start. Interesting start. Dark armor's great for CV trio. The sub-weapons don't do damage to you, which is nice, and Beelzebub, but that's about it. Oh, and I guess Better Flies as well. So it's like...
Yeah, and it's just solid in general.
And it has good defense. It's a solid armor to pick up. Grabbing the Shotel.
Maybe for Cerberus, we'll see.
Yeah, the Shotel's not bad. It's not amazing. If it had just a higher base damage, just a little bit, like +5 or something like that, it would be really solid.
Yeah, the problem is that it's a short sword, so it suffers from hitbox issues. Jupiter, you don't have gravity boots.
That's why he forgot already. He's like, oh wait, new seed. Still solid movement lead overall. Mathias fumbled with the wolf movement early. And it's giving Jupiter probably like a good 10-ish second lead.
Honestly, the real Rando brain is just remembering anything.
Yeah,
Especially
remembering
when you
which...
do more than one seed a day.
Yeah. That in and of itself is kind of its own skill to like have a full mental reset going into the next seed and playing each seed differently.
I've actually become a big believer in this strat.
Oh, the
Now
wolf.
that I actually played around with it.
The wolf dash into Tetra Spirit.
Yeah, not only that, but it sets up your distance from them to actually kill them efficiently. Because the problem is that if you hit them more than once with the shield rod, which happens very easily if you're close up, one of them will die, which will make a lot of the spirits whiff.
Yeah, that is true. And then you have to, spend some time wailing on the other one.
Yeah, courtesy of Durandog, Dog, that strat.
Mm-hmm.
Or Fire. I'm not sure actually.
Yeah, I was messing around with that strat in practice, and getting the distance consistent was the part for me. And wow, Jupiter finds gravity boots. It's another similar start where they have access to out of logic flight. The only difference now is both players are going to have to figure out when do you route back into to Alchemy Lab, or do you just skip Alchemy Lab? Those are the questions.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of early
those grounded
Alchemy Lab from you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're actually very fast. Yeah.
Those grounded
I
gravity
tested it
jumps.
the other day.
I've never done those before, and I've never seen somebody do them before.
I did it yesterday.
I just wasn't paying attention, I guess. That's really cool. That's neat. I'm stealing that.
It saves like 5 seconds. It's really fast.
Yeah. Decent movement from Jupiter with the gravity jumps, though. Making it into that hole with a diagonal jump is not an easy task.
Whoop.
Double tapping to dash is rough.
Again, the wolf is really awkward. It's hard to explain, but it can be really fast, but it's also wonky. He does not go full circle.
Oh, that's interesting. Especially because leap or
he can go straight down with the out of logic dual open.
That would be kind of crazy. Especially because that makes me feel like maybe Merman is somewhere as well, like on one of those early levels when you find Jewel of Open at a higher level. I don't know.
Mathias is doing the same thing. What's happening?
That's interesting. I mean, it makes sense because you are going to where the complexity is. Oh my god, Jupiter's going straight there. Maybe Jupiter's like, I have...
You're doing it blind.
You have if you have a 1-game lead and you're, trying out a more direct way to have knowledge on the seed and get some checks done along the way. The one thing that I really don't like about this is they don't have the warp to All Rocks, and they don't have the outer wall warp. So getting to the right side of the castle is going to be a pain in the ass now. Like, it's not going to be easy to get over there.
Well, I'm guessing they're just going to do the full loop after they go from the warp from cave mines.
Oh, yeah, I guess you could just do that, because they have to do Alchemy Lab again anyway. So, you know what? That's not too bad. Jupiter is getting absolutely blocked. Well, it is so hard to get in there. What you actually need to do is you need to do a jump, like a 7-frame jump, which is the idea of walking off of a ledge. You have 7 frames while you're in the air to do a jump. That's how you get up there with just without leapstone.
Or you can float with the wolf.
That as well,
if you really need to get in there.
And Onyx is definitely worth getting because neither of them have been to the library yet, so we don't know what's in the shop. But 3K is enough to buy some decent items, potentially. Especially depending on the price range of things.
3 cast is fine. I like Mathias' strat, but it actually takes a long time. So I don't know if it's even worth it. Because he will kill with 2 cast.
2 cast plus a shield spell. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth.
Seems kind of the same. Jupiter, oh my god.
No! You have the time. He's giving up. He says, I don't need the money.
He had the right strat. He could have just backdashed off with that ledge. Oh well.
That is...
Mathias gives it up too.
Wow.
So they're even.
Honestly, I don't necessarily blame them because it's probably one of the most annoying items in the game to get with minimal relics, for sure. Like, I'm sure...
Niche piece of information.
I'm sure chat watching is lamowing and laughing and pointing and going, wow, they couldn't get the item. How silly. But try it for yourself. You'll be down there for a few minutes trying to get that one item.
my favorite knowledge check is when you have gravity boots in castle entrance at the very start. And you get the
Oh,
item to the right.
yeah. Yeah, that one is spicy. Oh, there's a opal. It doesn't matter. I mean, it might still end up mattering, depending on, but they'll at least have money. Matthews
They're
grabs a
even,
holy
so-
rod. Interesting.
Oh.
Also, the strat that Jupiter's doing, this is a strat that I also will do. I hate it. I don't know why I do it. I need to tell myself to stop. Especially watching it unfold live. You're just taking so much damage, and like, it's not that the damage
It's
matters.
one.
It's just, but it's slow because you're spending time taking damage instead of spending time killing the boss.
Yeah, but here's the problem is that if you don't wolf there, then you have to either untransform slowly and then Tetra Spirit, or
Matthews is skipping the opal. What?
well,
I-
we'll see what the shop has in store. literally.
That's crazy. But I mean, you know, if there's nothing in the shop, it doesn't matter. That sprite, I
They're
can never
neck
tell
and
if it's. Oh, that is Fenor. Okay, I can never tell if it's gold circlet or if it's Fenor.
But this I don't even know if it's the same sprite.
Yeah, I don't know
I'll
if it
just
is
forever
either.
not know.
Yeah. Oh. Jupiter, very solid movement here. Matthews is going for, yeah, that strat is inconsistent when I tested it.
Yeah,
Were
I gotta
you-
do the instant jumps.
Yeah, the instant jumps is more consistent for sure. Okay, another Garnet. There's so much money in this seed. What? Matthews
yes.
is crazy. He's crazy.
Yes, I love this race. It's the best race.
Oh my goodness. He's missing out on the entrance check as well. I guess he could always do it later.
The entrance check he'll do, yeah, with Alchemy Lab.
With the Alchemy Lab warps. Ooh, wow. It's all going to really matter here what Jupiter finds.
I like the all the usage of the Baphomet spell.
Oh, yeah. It's a lesser use spell. How much intelligence does it increase? 10 or 15?
Is it? It's a decent chunk. Oh, and he doesn't get punished. 20.
Wow, that's pretty big.
That's a lot of damage. Yeah.
Yeah, plus 20. That's pretty nice. I mean, there are a lot of enemies that resist some magic, but you know. Wow. And just like that, Mathias has a massive lead and finds Mist. Oh, and that's their in logic flight. Wow.
So both of us lost this race.
Yeah, pretty much. Not only that, 2 seeds back to back with in logic flight at Mist at the same location? Are we not? Hello, randomizer?
Now he's gonna do Wait, why doesn't he do Spike Breaker? This I don't get.
No, you gotta do Spike Breaker. When you have access to it
Yeah.
out of logic like this, maybe.
Yeah, like
I mean, you have the warp,
No,
so you can
this is
come
weird.
back. It's not optimal, but it's not the. Oh,
I don't like what Jupiter is doing. But
oh, he's going back. He remembered. Oh yeah,
Why?
Spike Breaker.
for Merman? For Holy Symbol, I did it too. Oh no.
Very interesting. No, he's going to Spike Breaker. He was like, wait, I can do Spike Breaker.
Wait, what is Jupiter doing? What?
Oh no, you can't. Does he not know? Does he what? He plans on going back to caverns later, I guess.
Yeah, I guess he plans on
Oh,
getting Merman
wow. This-
somewhere. Oh, this is so weird.
This route is not good from Jupiter. Just straight up, especially because Jupiter, you got the Jewel of Open and you didn't find anything. You got nothing for it. So, where was Tooth of Vlad? Was that entrance? It was, right?
Tooth of Vlad was entrance, yeah.
Okay, good. Man, that's very.
Oh,
To be fair, if I'm in Jupiter's scenario, I'm cursing the whole time. I'm not having a good time. This seed is very rough to. Also, I just wouldn't have gone
oh my
caverns
god, and
first.
Jupiter doesn't. I just realized that he doesn't even have the miss now. This is so bad.
Yeah, Mathias has a massive advantage here potentially. There's still plenty of ways for Jupiter to squeak out from this, but
Yeah.
dude, Mathias
Wow.
loves the shield spell.
Fascinating feat. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna dump all of your magic into something,
Look at that. Look how
nuking
quick that fight was compared to last game.
Yeah. Silver ring is found. Interesting.
It seems like a random ring to me.
Yeah. Very much so.
What do you mean you rando ring? That's what you want to see. You want to find the rando ring so that it's not on your mind.
Oh, if you don't
I'm
save
surprised
split,
that these guys are skipping the cube of Zoe.
Cube of Zoe's great. What do they got against Zoe?
Yeah.
What'd she ever do?
Especially with Brilliant Mail.
Yeah. I mean, your sub weapons are going to be doing a good chunk of damage. Most sub weapons are at the very least useful. You know, like you can find ways to use them. Maybe it's just one of those things where you just don't want to think about it. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it also gives you additional items in the library specifically. So I don't know. I mean, there's nice things about it. Yeah, holy water is useful. Stopwatch is useful. Daggers are actually way more useful than I think a lot of people give them credit for. Using daggers versus like Aquadon is, if you have like 50, 60 hearts, he just dies. So
Yeah, also really good versus Karasmon.
yeah, that too. When Karasmon's standing still.
All right, so this is likely of Vlad, but it could be.
It could be a ring as
something
well.
else. Could be holy glasses. Could be the other ring. But it's gonna be a very important piece of information for Mathias.
Yeah, regardless, this gives you huge info on the seed. It's one of the reasons why doing out of logic checks, it's not even necessarily the item that or the relic that you get, but it gives you so much info. Oh, it's Merman.
Oh wow!
That's crazy.
Wow.
This actually works out really well for Mathias because I feel like the route is you go to Merman and then you just leave the caverns and then go to Outer Wall, or you go
Absolutely.
Back through All Rocks. Either way, like it kind of like that's the payoff for going this route for sure.
Oh, imagine if it's the ring. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, if it is the ring into the final Vlad, that is a massive advantage for Mathias in general.
And Jupiter had to do this whole fight and go around.
Yeah.
69 HP, nice.
Yeah, that's one of the other reasons. It's not like a guaranteed thing, but like doing Coliseum early, if it is a relic, like a Vlad relic like that, it's like great, you need Vlad relics to finish the game, but you need all 5 of them, and you can get them at any time. And getting missed before going to the Coliseum guarantees that you save like a minute in movement and a boss fight. So
Absolutely.
it's just you know, it's not always the case where you have a seed where they give you mist early enough, but you know, back-to-back seeds with mist as flight in logic is pretty crazy.
This seed would look completely differently if it was played more quote-unquote standard.
Oh yeah,
This is fascinating.
I lose to Mathias in this race 100%. Like I'm already losing
Yeah.
in this seed. That's crazy.
It was a gamble, but it was, you know, he knew what he was doing.
Most certainly.
Yeah, because of the dual open. All right. I know I said that I'm gonna be tracking layers. I haven't written a single thing.
It's just too crazy. Oops. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
fixing that right now.
Might have been the highest paying gamble in the tournament. Absolutely. So far, undoubtedly.
Yeah, I mean this would be an upset. That is for sure.
And having Power of Mist also greatly improve. I mean, I just say that and he doesn't use it. It really helps movement.
Yeah,
There we go.
he's probably still getting
Because,
the hang of it.
Yeah, you can use a lot of anti-bonk mists without them costing anything.
Oh, this always gets me. I always forget that you have to break the bridge on the way back up.
Oh, Jupiter! Oh god. Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Jupiter has
juggles.
kind of a stressful fight, but makes it through. That's all that matters. As long as you don't die, you know. Because as it turns out, dying, pretty big time loss. Pretty big.
Yeah.
And it's nothing. Wow.
It's nothing.
Jupiter, if I'm Jupiter, I'm feeling uneasy about all this. But I'm also a pretty pessimistic player overall. I'm always assuming the worst.
Yeah.
Wow. You give me 100 chances to route this seed. I don't think I take Mathias's route 1-for-1. Maybe eventually, but like, man.
I mean, I think if if you or I would go down there, we would do it Mathias did.
Yeah. I just don't think I would have gone
Jupiter's
down
route
there.
was really weird. Like, I'm not sure why he decided both to go down there and then ignore the layer.
Yeah. Especially
We
because
will talk after the seed for sure.
Yeah, I definitely want to get his insight. And the fact that Matthew, and it's glasses, which means Bat is in the first castle, probably mist-locked. Probably Vanilla Bat is my guess, because we found Echo
Yeah,
on
he can
Jupiter's
just-
screen.
Yeah, Mathias can continue just chasing complexity and unravel the seed.
Yeah. And Jupiter just is going to be a small bit behind in that regard. Now, the real question is, which way does Mathias go? Also, don't die, please. Okay, yeah, honestly, I respect just using Mist. Even though it's slow, you guarantee to stay alive.
I mean, it's not that much slower than the boat, so whatever.
Exactly. That movement overall was faster than the boat, and that's what matters. Oh, Jupiter, Jupiter, Jupiter. I mean, you still have plenty of health, but getting I've been playing Richter recently, so those skeleton halberds, they scare me. Okay. Oh, is Mathias
Okay.
deciding to?
I don't like that.
Going to check what he skipped at.
No, never mind. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not
Because
bad.
he's just gonna do a full circle from there. It's just a little awkward.
It
But
just means that he's doing Jupiter's route now, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad, but like, I guess
he should be able to do it faster.
he should be able to do it faster, and he has access to Out of Logic Silver Ring right now, so that's pretty good. Ooh, Gold Ring, both rings. Wait a minute. It's probably nothing. It's probably bait, is my guess. Because what, the highest complexity ring was behind flight?
Hmm. Yeah, the Rando ring.
It could be
Those
Bat.
gravity
Bat could be
boots.
there. Yeah, and Mist, I guess, could just be their flight, and it doesn't mean that anything is behind any Mist gate now that I think about it. Randomizer's weird sometimes.
Yeah.
Because there are these, like, rules of thumb, these, like, assumptions that you can make, like, oh, go to the highest complexity location or whatever, but even then, there's these, like, weird one-off scenarios that make it difficult. Like, for example, you find Mist, you assume that means Mist Gate, but no, it could just be, like, the seed wanted to give you flight, and Mist plus Power of Mist is a form of flight, technically.
Yep. Okay, so now Mathias is going to be playing catch-up, but with much more knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Now, what does Jupiter do? Does
That's what
Jupiter go
Jupiter
back
do.
down to the caverns? Or does he go to Outer
so
Wall?
confused by
Because
him
Jupiter
just
needs to go to the
zigzagging
caverns
around so
eventually.
much.
Yeah, Jupiter needs to go to the caverns eventually. And the longer he puts it off, the worse off he is for it. Versus Mathias, so. Yeah, Jupiter's
Well,
decision right
he's
here is
coming
gonna
here
matter a
because of
lot.
holy classes, mainly.
That is true, yeah. I guess whatever we find at Holy Glasses is going to give us a lot of info. So probably whatever
Jupiter
he finds.
hopes for Merman, but he's not gonna find it.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid he might go to the library, which would be the worst.
Yeah, it would
But we'll
unfortunately
see.
be the worst. But to be fair, like, you're not thinking that Caverns has Mist, right? You're thinking at worst, Caverns has, like, Leapstone as, like, your form of flight. It's very
That
rare
might
that you
be,
find it
you
that
know,
way.
yeah. That might be exactly what he was thinking.
He's like, oh, I'm not going to find Mist down there, so, that's not useful. And he has no means of checking Spike Breaker, so... Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Now, that's funny because he's going to assume that is... Wait, no, because you got the ring out from a flight location. So now, if he's paying attention, that means he knows that Mist has to be the flight relic.
Well, or Bat.
Or Bat, yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
So now,
But
that means Bat or Mist is locked behind Jewel of Open, presumably.
Yeah, but he hasn't done library or outer wall either, so...
Yeah. So maybe he just wants to check everything before going back to caverns to try and find Merman. Yeah, he jumps over the cavern. That's unfortunately worst case scenario for Jupiter, but like after seeing it from his perspective, it kind of makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
why would you go back to the caverns when it's, you know?
It makes sense that he made the assumption that it would have been Leavestone, but now his spidey sense. Oh, Varda must be tickling.
Nice.
Now Mathias, we'll see which way he picks from here, because he might go all rocks instead.
Yeah.
Now, does Mathias have enough information to not get baited? Never mind, I was wrong. But
Wow.
like,
He's
why would you not go there now? I don't like that.
Yeah, I would have at least gotten the warp, you know, and then checked Silver Ring. Yeah, I want to check Silver Ring really bad. That's on my mind if I'm Mathias. I'm thinking I have one more out of logic check. I'm probably going to snag the high complexity ring or something and then find the last Vlad relic. Even though we know that's not actually how the seed is going to play out. It seems most likely that Silver Ring is just the final Vlad relic.
Yeah.
But regardless, I'm usually a big fan of, if I have the means to check Silver Ring or Spikebreaker, I will do everything in my power to route it in early. Because it gives you the info at the very least. Heart of Vlad in the shop. 3 Vlad relics already.
Ooh,
Library cards are cheap.
that's not what you want to see in Jupiter's position. The more Vlad relics they find early. Ooh.
He spent a lot of his money early, though, but he was able to afford it.
Library cards as well?
Yeah, he has like 3 library cards, but that's one of the reasons why I don't buy anything until I full clear the shop.
By the way, the comeback of that Oppo.
Yeah.
That one Oppo that escaped both of them. And actually,
Mathias
Mathias is going to have way less money.
Yeah, he still has the opal, though, somewhere. He got its separate opal, I think.
Oh, man. Oh, nice nice wolf.
What? What was Jupiter doing?
Have you not seen that before?
No, I've never done that before. Also...
Yeah, just physics.
Oh,
Commercial break. There we go.
yeah. Yeah, that wasn't a me issue. That was a Mathias issue, I think. Oh, splice? He's splicing?
That was the ad on my end in Twitch.
Oh, that was a
ad.
Twitch ad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I literally bought Turbo just for this. So I didn't get an ad, but it still glitched out the stream, which is funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm also very curious what's behind Soul of Bad. It's on a level 3, so it should be inconsequential, but it could be a Rando.
Mathias
What?
holds his money. Oh, he buys the Iron Shield, but he hasn't seen the duplicator yet. He has enough money to buy it, but now he only has
There
1k
we go.
left.
Library card, High Potion, Buffalo Star. Oh, he could have, but oh well. By the
Yeah.
way, while I'm here, why does no one pick up Buffalo Stars anymore?
I think it's just like, I'm not going to find a duplicator, you know, it's not that big of a deal. I'll probably find something, you know.
Oh, Jupiter did have money apparently.
Wait.
Because he's chucking
Spike
stars.
Spikebreaker was flight locked. Huh? Wait, what?
Where was Spikebreaker? At
It was at Fire or Bat.
Oh yeah. So yeah, he couldn't have checked the Silver Ring in logic. So it was flight. So Silver Ring is actually kind of low on the complexity.
Yeah, so now, is the last Fire Relic just in the second castle?
Could be.
Mathias forgot to put on the
Oh,
duplicator and wasted his
no.
throwables. Oh, he still has Flame Stars. Okay.
Varda. Okay, well.
Oh my god. Mathias, calm down. You're okay. Everything's gonna be fine. Take a deep breath. I've done that before. I've forgotten to put on the duplicator before. It does not feel good. And there's a diamond right there. That's really funny.
That's funny. Yeah.
And finds the holy symbol. Where's Jupiter going? Is Jupiter going back to the caverns this way?
What?
Where was he coming from? He was coming from Outer Wall? This might be slightly faster? Maybe? I don't know. Why does Jupiter have the orange, by the way? Is that like a meme, or...?
Seems like a Dawn Flare thing. I don't know.
Jupiter didn't have the warp. I know Jupiter didn't have the warp, but I'm thinking you just go from outer wall through the marble gallery. It's
Yeah, you
mostly
just
just one.
zoom.
It's just one room that you zoom through. So, but then I guess you have to fall. But then you have to go up the waterfall. I don't know. They're probably close to even-ish. Probably no more than like 10 or 15 second difference, honestly, played optimally. But that's the hard part about Randomizer is, you know, you got to make these gut calls that you're like, this feels faster, I guess. But you have no way to really know.
My brain is scrambled eggs right now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm really struggling to try and like. This is a really weird seed to try and big brain. There's no way to big brain this in my mind, but
Okay, so are we gonna see Keep finally in this scene?
didn't Jupiter go to keep?
Oh, Jupiter did. That's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
one of the rings was. Sorry.
I haven't been talking
Okay.
bad about your routing at all, Fire, in the last like, I don't know, since the bracket started. Your routing's too big brain for me. That's the issue. It's just too good.
I mean, I think all of these are compounding because the first gamble didn't pan out. I
Yeah.
think he had to kind of catch up somehow, so he did continuous additional like choices that were not conventional, which
Just
not
compounded
paying
into
off.
yeah. Honestly, I'm curious at this point how a standard route would have looked for a seed like this. Just, you know,
yeah.
going outer wall first and then like, because that's what I probably would have gone outer wall first and then gone caverns. Well, no, I probably would have went to keep and then gone caverns.
Really?
Yeah. From like I would do no, I would go outer wall, then keep, then entrance, and then instead of going to all rocks, I probably would have went to caverns.
Uh-oh, Mathias. Okay,
We do a little bit of splicing around these parts. It's okay.
slight bit of buffering there. I would have went all the way to library, so I would have had duplicator first, which is fun.
That is funny, yeah, because there was the opal there too, yeah. This is a weird seed.
I don't know.
This is just a weird seed. It's tough.
Because even though Mathias gained a ton of momentum, everything is kind of spread out.
And not only
So
that,
I actually don't know what's going on.
Jupiter is ahead on Vlad relics, and Jupiter is about to find holy glasses, actually.
Yeah.
Wait, doesn't that mean Bat just has to be at Silver Ring? Have I been overcomplicating? My brain just couldn't wrap my head around the idea that just Bat is at Silver Ring.
Have we seen Echo?
Oh yeah, Echo was in All Rox's quarters.
Yeah, this is the awkward part. Mathias has a ton of locations he hasn't been to.
Where was Eye of Vlad? Does anybody remember? Because if it's behind All Rocks, this might be GG's. Because I think Mathias might be skipping it. It was Coliseum. That might be GG's. Because I don't know if Mathias is going to go there. He might skip all three and go straight to the second
All
castle.
three?
I mean, he doesn't have the All Rocks warp. He's about to find Bat. He has holy glasses.
Has Mathias done Gravity Boots? Yes, he has, right?
Yeah. I
Because
think
that
he did.
was Power of Mist.
Yeah. Wait, Gravity Boots was Power
That
of
would
Mist?
be... Wasn't it? It was something.
This seed is breaking my brain. That's wild. I'm so happy I'm not racing this as part of the tournament. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Mathias
Mathias
opened...
did open up the Coliseum shortcut.
How? He's never been to Coliseum.
No, yeah, MT, you must be mistaken. That is
That was
bad.
last seed. That was last seed, yeah.
Yeah, because he doesn't have Eye of Vlad. Oh, if Mathias just goes to second castle, that would be such a heartbreak right now.
Yeah. He does have library cards, presumably. But
I know exactly what to say if that happened. Okay, let's see.
yeah, not going all rocks and doing the clockwise route was very strange from Mathias. I mean, in a weird way, it kind of paid off because it allowed him to get to the duplicator, but not if it means that you end up never going to all rocks. Also, wait. Mathias' duplicator. They still haven't found a mana prism yet?
I don't think either of them has a mana prism.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that honestly, that makes duplicator kind of bad. I mean, it's nice for the library cards, but...
Yeah.
Well, actually, Mathias might, because he's about to find both rings right now, he might decide to go back for...
And that will give him the opportunity to actually...
Especially because you haven't found the max complexity relic. That's definitely like a solid, like, hey, you should probably go do that. So Mathias isn't out of this yet. It all is going to come down to how he decides to route getting to Colosseum, if he does decide to go there at all. Because I'm pretty sure Mathias goes to Colosseum, grabs the relic.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Well, I was going to say... Oh, Mathias also doesn't have enough mana? Okay, doesn't kill Richter. Whew. Well,
Okay, what? Wait, what's the final Vlad?
The final Vlad, I think, is just in the second castle. It's
That's
two of
like
them.
the worst case scenario.
Yeah. I think Jupiter, honestly, just has a free ride here. Because he now has glasses. He's full cleared first castle, I think, at this point. Outside of Soul of Bat? Yeah, the only thing he hasn't done yet is Soul of Bat.
How did this happen?
Mathias had such a good beginning route, and then I think he just got really bogged down by the mid game, like everything being so spread out. Meanwhile, I feel like Jupiter's route was more direct. He did more checks more efficiently, where Mathias's checks were more impactful, or had the potential to be more impactful. But then the spread out nature of the later part of the seed kind of just threw Mathias into this weird spot where he needed to go to Aurochs's quarters, but it wasn't like convenient necessarily to do so until very late. And then he kind of had to decide like, oh, do I go Outer Wall or do I go Aurochs? When he could have decided to do both by going through Aurochs's quarters to get to, I don't know.
There was just too much zigzagging. I think if Mathias had done what he did in the caverns, and then just done standard routing, he would have been ahead.
Yeah, he just needed to do clockwise after that, and he would have been fine, I feel like. Because then he would have... The only thing is he would have gotten the duplicator late, but his routing, I think, would have just led him to the higher complexity locations earlier.
Wow.
Unless his goal from the whole time was, I just want to go to the second castle early, and my excuse is to do some checks and hope to find some relics, I guess, but like also skip some. I don't know. This is definitely
oh no, that's the worst.
That's rough, but there's still one more relic minimum in the second castle. Yeah, that's not going to give Mathias like the.
But he's not going to go back. Like nothing is going to trigger a return.
Outside of the fact that he didn't check Holy Glasses, and maybe he thinks Holy Glasses might be high complexity, but I feel like you just check that if you think Holy Glasses is high complexity. I don't know.
Because there's no other like lock for him to find.
Yeah, there's no other higher complexity locations. Oh, Jupiter is going Silver Ring right now. Yeah, I forgot about Silver Ring as well. So once Jupiter does Silver Ring, it's green light for Jupiter, basically. Oh, there's a mana prism, though.
There's a mana prism, yeah.
That could... I mean, it's just nice to have at this point. I don't know.
Maybe he gets this warp and just library cards immediately, but...
That's still, like, pretty disadvantage. Yeah, that's still a disadvantage. Jupiter would need to...
I'm going to watch this back, because I'm confused.
Yeah, honestly, the commentary for this, I apologize for everyone watching at home. I hope you guys are as confused as we are. Because man, oh man, I can't imagine trying to play the seed, let alone commentate it. Has been rough.
Very fascinating though. And entertaining.
It just goes to show that Lycanthrope has so much depth with the types of seeds you can find. Like, it's crazy, you know?
To be fair, the players made it interesting more than anything else.
Yeah, but also I still feel like Bat at Silver Ring, and then like the highest complexity being just in the second castle. That's pretty weird. That's a weird one.
Yeah.
They also made it more interesting with their crackhead rando routing. I agree.
I mean, it was 50% just genius and 50% what happened,
100% skill.
which we will ask them about for sure.
Yeah, I'm very, very curious to get their opinions on the seed as a whole, and you know how it felt to play, because I do not envy them for playing the seed at all. This is a seed that I am very happy is not going to show up for me anytime soon.
Yeah, especially in Jupiter's position, it would not feel great in this spot.
I mean, full clearing the castle in 40 minutes for Jupiter doesn't feel terrible, actually. Especially because you know there's no reason to go back because you've done every single location. So that's not like, it doesn't feel that bad, but. Ooh, Power of Sire getting used for Mathias. I like that, especially for this fight. Power Sire is great for trio.
Yeah. And there it is. Oh man.
Yeah, this is looking like a huge Jupiter W incoming. Unless Mathias has like a come to Jesus moment right now.
Well,
or
I have something to say about this occasion. Or?
What if Jupiter goes left side? Hear me out.
No way.
Hear me out.
Because of his whack route?
Nah, no.
No, he doesn't.
I was thinking maybe he just gets a little silly with it, you know? Maybe he's just feeling it.
Yeah. Doesn't strike me as that much of a goofball in this situation.
Fair
but
enough.
I would like to say that Jupiter's gameplay the whole time, especially this match, was so ugly to watch. Not just sloppy, but downright messy routing compared to every other top-tier SotN Rando player I've ever seen. So many missed inputs, so many mistakes, getting bodied by bosses. That hubris gamble by Mathias at the very end was much more heartbreaking because from a pure execution standpoint, and routing, really, he deserved the win.
So true. So true.
Anyway,
honestly.
back to the broadcast.
Jupiter just needs one more Vlad relic. Maybe he forgets that trio can have a relic. Maybe.
If it was season 2 at the very start, then maybe.
Maybe.
That was actually relatively common.
Jupiter's
Wow,
controller
43 damage.
explodes. A stray solar wind particle hits his computer, causes it to blue screen. Loses power. Yeah. You know, these are all win cons for Mathias. So he's still in it, in my opinion. That was like 3 things that I listed. So, you know, Jupiter gets the Mana Prism, of course. Jupiter's eyes are still working and is able to see the Mana Prism.
Did Mouse fix that despawn?
Honestly,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
We just don't kill the Cthulhu.
Yeah,
so it
just
doesn't despawn.
it just happens so rarely as Alucard. It's just based off of killing the Cthulhu. That's it.
Yeah, the death animation.
Oh, gotcha.
Is it in the route for all bosses for Richter?
Yeah. Yeah, because I've been doing Richter all bosses and it's always despawned for me.
Yeah, but I mean, do you need it?
No, you don't need it. It's nice to have if you've been taking damage and are bad like me, but it's been a while since I saw Rasha's PB. I think she grabs it.
Could be. Wow, what an amazing... Both of the races were actually really good.
Dude, if Matthews just didn't skip Kahlo, I feel like this would have been very much a very close race, but you know,
But like the way the seed went, I can kind of understand him not doing it. But yeah, I'm just having a rough time remembering what he did after Catacombs, because
he went back up.
Jupiter's route.
Yeah, he went back up to do Merman Statue, or sorry, to use Merman Statue to check Holy Symbol, and then from there, checked the actual Merman Statue location, and then did entrance, and then did like the clockwise route. But then instead of going up to
I
Coliseum,
remember now. Yeah,
decided
That's
to go
when we were-
outer wall. That was the
that was the killer right there.
yeah.
Oh,
Opting to not just finish the clockwise route, I think was the nail in the coffin.
because he would have banged out so many checks at a time, including Silver Ring, which would have get him in bat really early.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, dang. Fantastic showing though. Like Mathias is a fairly new player too, and you can't tell.
Yeah.
Like modern randomizer runners are just really good at the game.
I will say, like, the last like year, 2 years, the level of play, even like the last couple of months, the level of play, it just keeps going up. Every time we have a tournament, I feel like it's a excuse for people to like really grind and like level up their gameplay. In many different regards, not just you know, pure execution, but a lot of it is just routing understanding, as well as just like, you know, having the chutzpah to, you know, skip a couple of things and go for gold. And Mathias really, especially at the beginning of the seed, just 7-head, gargantuan brain, galaxy consciousness, the start of the seed, and then, you know, kind of drop the ball at the end there. But you know, but no one's gonna remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, barring a insane act of nature, this is looking like Jupiter with the 2-0, the first 2-0 of the tournament.
Oh wow, you're right. That's funny.
Yeah, every other match that had the potential to go to a game 3 has gone to a game 3, and this could have gone
Overall,
to a game
the
3 too.
the smoothest match
Yeah.
so far.
That was a little sketchy from Jupiter. Does he just have the one Buffalo Star?
I haven't seen.
Because that was
Might
definitely a
have
very slow shaft
Fire
fight.
Star? Yeah.
I didn't see him
Didn't
throwing
equip
it.
yet.
Hmm. That was double Buffalo Star?
Ooh,
Really?
ooh, nice movement by Mathias. Even though
Oh,
he's
nice.
not gonna find anything here.
Hey, that counts
Can
for
we
something.
get Mathias on that all bosses?
Oh, and never mind. Don't look at the end there. No one saw that.
Oops. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah, Jupiter just had like a really
Okay,
weird shaft fight, I guess.
This is 2 Buffalo Stars. Maybe
Yeah.
he just, I don't know, awkward for him to smash both buttons.
And there it is.
And time. Wow, that's very fast because of the bar probably.
2 fast seeds back to back. The overall match took like an hour and a half total, which is crazy. Considering previous like safe logic seeds used to take an hour and a half, just one seed. So GG's.
Let's move up to general.
Yeah, we'll move up to general and we'll see if we can get an interview going with these competitors here. Hello. Welcome.
Hello, hello.
How you feeling, Mathias?
Not the greatest, but yeah.
You actually played really well in both games.
Yeah, I definitely
So
recommend
there's
watching
nothing to feel bad about.
Yeah, definitely recommend watching the matches back because they were both close. They were
Okay.
both close in like weird ways, but yeah.
Nice.
That
Well,
last game might have been one of the best randomizer races ever. So interesting.
Yeah, I do want to ask you guys about your routing decisions for the second seed here. Both of you opted to go early caverns after finding Jewel of Open, and
Oh no way! Did Giovanni do the same terrible route that I did? Oh, that was just such a
No.
sad scene.
however, the one aspect of it that ended up paying off really big was finding the mist early and committing to that route. Gave Mathias a pretty big early game advantage with routing decisions. But yeah,
I can tell you about my thought process because obviously I went through the top part of caverns and then went around to Alchemy Lab.
yes.
That was my plan from the start because you're only leaving a couple of caverns checks. That is Demon Card and Grand Falloon behind if you do that. I didn't find anything. So I figured, look, there's still a 50% chance that the flight required for Jewel is bad. So I should really go all the way around and leave those checks for later. And then, I went down to the Holy Glasses check. I was very excited. My heart sank when I saw Leap Stone. I thought that was the end of the race.
Yeah, that it was very, very strange. The intended route or the intended complexity had flight be at Silver Ring location and then finding Bat there. Like that was very, very strange. And both of you guys ended up finding Bat quite late in the seed, even though that was the intended flight for the seed, which is kind of crazy.
Oh, I thought intended flight was Leap Stone plus Gravity Boots. So it was Gravity Boots 1, Rings 2, Leap Stone 3, and Jewel 4 was my read on it.
Didn't one of the rings require flight though, or was it? I might have been misunderstanding.
I actually don't remember, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, this seed was me and Talik were trying to rack our brains
I
around
have
it
never
the whole
seen
time.
a race seed like this one. This was really hard to plan in your head during the race itself. I
Yeah.
was really second guessing myself. Giovanni, did you feel the same way? Did you struggle with that seed as much as I did?
Yeah, for sure. Like reading complexity in this seed, especially having broken a lot of the intended route, breaking complexity all the time. I had a tough time reading complexity. I just kind of assumed that less Vlad relic was the less complexity was second castle by but I skipped a lot of stuff, so I couldn't be sure.
Yeah,
So yeah, I tough time.
your assumption was correct. The final step of the complexity was just the second castle, and it had 2 Vlad relics, which you ended up finding both. It was just very unfortunate that you ended up skipping Colosseum and Alrox, because that's where it was in the Colosseum was where the final Vlad that you were missing ended up being.
Oof.
Yeah. I was going to ask, there was a key moment in your route, Mathias, where you had the option to go up to Alrox and to Colosseum, but you instead opted to go to Outer Wall when you were right after doing the chapel, or sorry, not the chapel, the Alchemy Lab checks. Is there a particular reason why you decided to do Outer Wall instead of Alrox?
Yeah, so obviously for sure feel behind, especially being one game behind, but I always feel behind playing against Jupiter. So my thought process was I need to gamble. I really need to skip a lot of stuff if I'm gonna have any chance. So I actually contemplated the possibility of going up to Colosseum and at least getting the warp or something. But I just thought, like, I have missed, so I can full clear the library, and I have a lot of cash, so maybe there's something that can help me with movement, like a library card or duplicator, which was the case.
Mm.
And then I my thought process was I either skip library or I skip all rocks, because I need to skip like a couple of checks in order to have a shot here. So I just decided to skip all rocks instead of library, because library had more possible outs for me, I guess, something
Yeah.
like that.
Honestly, that
So
seems
Giovanni,
pretty reasonable.
it was Colosseum relic that cost you. That was the one you left behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to get to Galamoth, I guess, when you finished.
Oh wow. Okay. See, it's interesting you say that because when I got to Castle 2, I felt very behind, so I decided to do a no mix-up. I was gonna go left side, but I thought, you know what? I think the only real way I have to win this is if I assume that Giovanni gambled and it didn't work out. So I'm gonna do the most vanilla standard route possible. I was gonna go creature and all that after Beelzebub,
Yeah,
But
there's definitely a world where Mathias takes that game. If
He was ahead for a large chunk of it, but
yeah, the early
that
routing
one decision.
gave Mathias like a pretty decent size advantage because Jupiter had to spend a lot of time backtracking back to the caverns. Speaking of backtracking to the caverns, Jupiter, you went through castle entrance doing that little shortcut there. Is that something that you like had pre-planned? Like, okay, if I need to go back to the caverns, I'm gonna take this route, or was it just kind of a spur
yeah,
of
that's
the
something
moment
I
thing?
did last year. This is the first chance I've had to use it this year. I don't have exact timings, but I figure you open up the shortcut, you might as well use it. I think it's a touch faster. Maybe not with my particular set of relics, but it felt okay.
Yeah, because
I mean, if it's ever faster, it would be with Wolf. So
yeah,
this would be
yeah.
the
Someone should do
the
more
way to
cold
do it.
timing. It feels faster, but intuition is unreliable. I really hope that chat appreciated it early on. I was using duplicator oranges. I was very proud of myself for that strat. I think it actually saved my life. I mean, that HP was adding up. I really needed it.
yeah.
Possible.
Anything from the first match that stands out to you guys as well? The first race, because I mean that feels like so long ago, even though it was only about an hour ago. But that second seed definitely, I feel like, had more of the standout what the heck moments. I'm trying to even remember what happened in the first seed. It was a very solid race overall. I think you guys took pretty similar routes, right? Am I remembering that correctly, Talik?
Yeah. I think it was like very close overall.
Yeah, my thought process for the first race, since it was like no one had an advantage going into that race, so I just thought I'm gonna play like as standard as I can, try to rely on movement, and in the hopes that Jupiter like makes some mistake or skips something. That was my thought process. And going to the second game, that shift because I was behind. But yeah, I feel like the first race was really like standard. There weren't a lot of decisions to be made routing wise in the first castle, and second castle is pretty much always the same.
Giovanni,
So
did you skip Soul of Bat game number 1? That was the one thing I did because I figured you would as well.
No, that was the only thing that I think he ended up doing extra, which I think was one of the main things that had him a little bit farther behind. He ended up using his library card in a different location after grabbing mist, I think. Where Jupiter, I believe, held onto your library card the whole time.
I might have, yeah.
yeah, that
Mathias also
decision
did
was.
some.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Mathias also did the entrance location immediately.
Oh
which,
yeah, that was an interesting
which
little
a
idea.
pretty good route.
Yeah, we were talking about that. As soon as you found gravity boots at Cube of Zoe, you went back. You obviously needed to, deload and reload the room so that way death wouldn't take away your stuff. But then you went back to do the entrance route and check that relic there, which was quite interesting.
Yeah, that actually happened in a practice race yesterday. I think Screams was the one that did that route, and he then ended up beating me by a couple of minutes. So I just contemplated the idea, and yeah, it felt like a good routing decision because I didn't need to go back to the Aquam Lab after that. So it wasn't that bad. And talking a little bit about the library card decision, I just counted complexity up until that point, and I figured that the likelihood of us needing to go back to the first castle was kind of low there because I kind of made a complexity path in my head, complexity chain, I'm sorry, and it kind of needed to be like silver ring, the final vlad. I think that was it. I'm not complete 100% sure, but yeah, I kind of counted that, and I decided to use that after checking spike breaker because I actually thought, oh, that's a point of advantage if Jupiter doesn't count and he holds on to his library card in the hopes of using from the second to the first, then I can like gain some tempo using it here.
The only reason it didn't work out for you is, I think, because Jupiter opted to skip the Soul of Bat. If Jupiter went back for Soul of Bat, I think it would have been a much closer race and possibly even Mathias' favor. So very clutch decision from Jupiter there. I guess any final thoughts about going further into the bracket for you, Mathias? We do know that you're going down into the losers side, so it is best of one. How do you feel about that? I believe your opponent is MT.
Yeah, it is. It is MT. So yeah, it's always tough to race against MT. He's one of those racers that he stays away from the game for like months and then he comes back and just plays really well. So I'm kind of a little bit scared, to be honest. But yeah, best of one is tough. I think I'm probably gonna play in a style leaning more towards the way that I play in the second seed rather than the first. I think that's more 101 and best of one scenario. So yeah, let's try and stay in the tournament as long as possible.
And Jupiter, how do you feel about your next opponent?
Okay, well, my big takeaway from these couple of matches was I played fine, and I did a lot of wolf practice, like a lot of the new fire strats. I was able to incorporate pretty well in the matches today, but I'm rusty, and I think that showed with a lot of the more general movement. I think there were too many wall bonks and too many drop to wing smashes. It wasn't terrible, but I'm playing against Dragon Blitz Daily next time, and Dragon Blitz Daily plays every single day. In fact, you should make sure to subscribe to Dragon Blitz Daily for
That
daily
guy's crazy.
SotN content.
Yeah, he's insane.
I just got to catch up. So now I got to start playing every day, and I'll try my best. You're definitely favored in this one, but if I can clean it up
I don't
and
know
take
about that.
some reasonable gambles,
I
maybe.
don't know about
We'll
that.
see.
It's gonna be a good match no matter what, and I'm excited for it.
If you route
Same.
like this, then
I'm gonna be
then you're
stressed.
gonna be in a good position.
I'm gonna be
Oh,
stressed.
Talik, I have to ask. Talik was making fun of my tracker layout in the Discord. I got to know. It can't be an inside joke. Someone's got to tell me what was wrong with the layout.
Oh, you have it
Well,
reversed.
it's just that your recommended layout is completely different, but otherwise nothing.
Yeah, that was just kind of a funny joke where it was like,
I see. Yeah.
yeah.
When I say the recommended layout, it's just kind of the 5x4. You know, I think it's kind of cool that each runner has their own preferred arrangement to it. You know, like I like having the J on there, for example.
But yeah.
Or do you mean I had the game feed on the right and the tracker on the left?
Yeah, that
Yep.
was the.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I figure, look, DD's only going to be hosting matches involving me, so if I break my own rules, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't. It
It's
didn't really matter because we still set up pretty
it's fine.
much fine.
No, it was just funny.
I'm being a little bit exposed here as a hypocrite, so I'll flip it.
No,
Maybe
you're
I'll flip
fine. You're fine. But yeah, I mean, unless you guys have any final words, I think this is a good point to end it on.
Well, thanks very much for hosting again, DD. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, this was fun. Thanks for the comms, Talik.
Thank you.
And GG's to both racers. I guess we'll call it there.